Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Alexis, but my family calls me Lex, and I love to be in the garden, hence the channel name, Lex in the Garden. So today I'm going to be taking you along for some of the maintenance tasks that I do, planting and harvesting, which is the fun part. And the reason why I want to take you along with me is because I want to be able to identify my successes and my failures, and I want you guys to help me along the way. I mean, there's millions of people out there in the world. We can help each other, right? So I am going to show you guys what I'm struggling with, what I'm doing really great at, what I'm harvesting, and just what's going on in my mind as this week goes on. So let's make this a weekly thing. So join me as we go ahead and get started with some maintenance tasks. Ooh, so fun. And then we'll get into a garden tour and you guys can see what I harvested this week. So let's go. I planted a whole pack of the jade bean and a half a pack of the royalty purple pods, and I planted them pretty close together, so we'll see how that turns out. I also planted 5 French marigolds along the side, and I overkilled it with watermelons. I know that it's too many watermelons for this space, but they may die, so I just planted them because they were already in the pot. So if they don't, survive, I have some extra, and if they do, I can move some or trim them out the pot. So I think today was a success. I actually checked something off the list. I absolutely love lemongrass. So I bought a pot that has 3 plants. I'm going to go ahead and get this in the ground, but most importantly, I have to confess that a few weeks ago I went to the plant nursery and bought way too many plants per usual. And I have neglected some and need to get some tomatoes and peppers in the ground and hopefully a dying bay tree in this pot that I'm going to now have free. So don't judge me. Let's just get the plants in the ground. But before that, I need to do some weeding, so I'll get to it. Last year, in this area here, we planted tomatoes, peppers, and as you can see, ground cherries. These are all ground cherries that's growing in this pathway, so I'll probably transplant a few because we love ground cherries. And then I'll just weed up the rest. I want to show you something. When you're making your garden pathways and you're buying tools, make sure you're measuring. Because if you can see here, this rake is barely wide enough to fit in this pathway. Barely. So I'm really not raking up that many weeds. So I'm going to be removing this old kale plant that I'm quote unquote saving for seed, just like the rest of them. So I'm going to get this out and get some plants in there. Okay, I planted my dying plants in hopes of survival. I also planted the lily over here. So let's see if they can bounce back. I have to go ahead and pick some strawberries, so I'm going to go ahead and get to it. Just don't tell Ezra that I'm using his bucket. I forgot to go get a bowl. After this, I'm going to harvest some of those mullein flowers so we can use those later. They're ripening. You can see the really dark ones. I'm going to take those today and we'll wait for the red ones. These are the wild black raspberry canes that I spread last year from the wild blackberry patch that we have in the back there. We call that Baxter's patch because Baxter, our little small black dog, he eats all of the black raspberries in that patch over there because he's earned it. So this one we will go ahead and pick and eat for ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. These cherries are so good that I need to take just a small snack break. And they're so amazing because these cherries are still yellow and they taste so sweet. We didn't plant this tree, it's been here for years, and we are reaping the benefits of this tree. So we're assuming it's a Rainier cherry because of the yellow tint to it and the fact that they're very sweet when they're yellow. So that's what we're going with. And every day we've been picking a little handful of black raspberries from this area. It's not a lot from this area, but it's something to forage on. Now we're at the blackberries. A lot of people subscribe because of the blackberries video, and now you get to see an update. And I'm telling you, when I say in that first video, minimal effort, I really mean that. I don't fertilize these, I barely prune them, and I haven't staked them well. So the fact that I'm able to get pounds and pounds of blackberries should be a testament to Mother Nature and the fact that we really have a little bit of control when it comes to some of these plants. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how well we're doing with blackberries. They're just now kicking off. This is going to be the first flush of the season. So let's see. Okay, we're at the grassy edge. Someone had a suggestion to put landscape fabric down, and we're debating on whether to do that. There we go. Yeah, this one's a little bit on the damaged side, but I'm probably still going to eat it. Okay, so here we are. Let's walk around the edge. Okay, you can see all the flowers. Yeah, like I said, there's no weeding going on here right now, but we will in the future. Okay, so you'll see that we have a lot of babies growing. The babies growing. It's a pretty decent amount. And you can see some of them are starting to turn red and pink. I'm going to be careful because Tim saw a snake out here the other day. You just see how many. And these are not really small blackberries either, as you saw in the first video. They look kind of tiny right now, but I promise you these will be plumping up to some nice size blackberries. I went ahead and I did prune just now the super tall ones. So you'll see I pruned them on a diagonal, and you'll see more of the blackberries here. And you'll see the net is just like, what are you doing to me? Why did you put me here? I don't know, net. Look how beautiful that is. The sun is coming out. Let's go to the other side. And you'll be able to see, look how beautiful that is. All these blackberries. Let's go closer in. Oh, look at that one. It's really hard to capture all of these berries on camera in one span. Just know that there are plenty of really large berries. There we go. There's plenty of really large berries being formed in this mass of flowers. These are the thornless ones. There's some thornless on this side too, but these are all thornless, and they all have berries and flowers fruiting. Look at that. And if we walk over to this side, you'll see that we have some raspberries growing. We planted these exactly at the same time as the blackberries, and as you can see, they are starting to flower and fruit as well. There we go. They look really good. And it takes us right over to the peach tree. This is our first time that we'll be able to harvest any peaches. We're still, hopeful that we'll harvest peaches. I know there's some that probably need to be thinned out more. I thought I did enough, but it's probably some more stuff I need to get rid of on this tree, but they look really good. Just some have this sap stuff on it. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, here. Here we go. Yeah, some have this sap stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that. So, yeah, somebody tell me what to do about that, or if that's a huge problem that I should know about. This is our first time. But the tree is taller than me and my husband now. So let's stand back and you can see from afar how beautiful those peaches look. This peach tree flowered a little too early and we lost the peaches because of the frost that we got. So this is a Desert King peach. Hold on. Yeah, this is a Desert King peach, this one. And this one is a Red Haven peach. We got a little blueberry here that's been hanging on. And we have the pear that has 2 pairs. Now we're down to 2 pairs. One is my fault. There we go. And this is a Bartlett pear. It's kind of small. It's a dwarf. This one here is a moonglow pear. Now I have a question. I don't know how to prune this tree. There were 2 very long branches fighting to be the central leader. My husband got tired of it and cut them back. So I am really scared about pruning these trees because I don't want to cut off the fruiting branches. So for anyone who wants to analyze this tree and give me some suggestions, please let me know. How do I prune this tree besides getting rid of the inner branches? But even still, like, what does that mean? I watch a lot of videos and as soon as I come out here, it's like I forget what they're saying. Same with this one. This is an Anjou pear. So that was the Moonglow pear. And we have the Bartlett pear. This is the Anjou pear. Okay, so somebody tell me. This one got chewed out by some deer. Same with the Bartlett. But they survived. So what would you do if you needed to prune this tree so that I don't do something devastating? This is one of the areas where we pick black raspberries, like I mentioned earlier. We like to forage and not have to focus on weighing and how much did we harvest, because it takes away from the experience of just being here and being present. So I noticed with the strawberry harvest videos, it's hard for us to just enjoy the strawberries and enjoy picking them because you're focused on weighing and you're focused on the numbers. But with the black raspberries and even now with the strawberries, we're getting to the point of just enjoying the harvest. So that's what I'm going to do now, actually. And this is what it looks like walking to the garden. Alright guys, so this is the raised garden bed that we filled up. And this took about 10 to 12 cubic feet. I don't want you to get too less, but we put a couple of bags of soil on top of soil that we already have. And as you can see, as I focus in, we have some watermelons planted in here. And yes, are there too many watermelons in here? Absolutely. But I'm going to keep them there because I do this every year. And it's going to be too many watermelons. But the beans haven't sprouted yet, but I'm sure they'll be coming. They're the marigolds. I didn't have anywhere really to stuff them at the time. I mean, when we go through the tour, you're going to be like, you have plenty of places to put them. But at the time, I feel like I didn't have any place to put them, so I stuffed them in here. I love to have flowers with the vegetables anyway. We're walking over here. This is a primrose, evening primrose, and this came in a wildflower seed packet that I bought, and I honestly have not used it for anything. This is the first year it's grown this big. It's huge, you can see, but not quite sure what to do with it right now. These are all the potatoes that we're growing. Kennebec potatoes and Yukon Gold, I think. I can't remember. But we need to hill them again. I don't know if it's too late. Somebody tell me if it's too late to hill your potatoes in zone 7B. Okay. We just laid down this landscape fabric. I was going to do like a product of the week, and I was going to do something else, but I think it might be this landscape fabric because I ran out of it, as you can see. And Lowe's does not have this quality landscape fabric. So this is what I got off of Amazon. And for a home gardener, I think this is perfectly fine. So I'll put a link in the description below. As you can see, Baxter is enjoying walking on the new path. All right, so confession. I have a lot of weeding and prepping to do, per usual. I think that's for every gardener. So I'll just go ahead and show you. First and foremost, I have to stop saying that I'm saving kale seeds, because kale self-seeds in the garden. There's no need for me to save the seeds. So I don't know what it is, but I need to take this plant out and remove it. I need to weed. So we extended the bed a little bit here. So I need to get rid of the grass that's in this area. There's kale that's self-seeded, and all the carrots that have self-seeded that I like to use for flowers. I have some tomatoes planted here, so sun gold tomatoes. Some peppers, jalapeno pepper, some basil in there. Oh, there you go. Some more tomatoes along with weeds. Some Greek basil, some more jalapeno. We use a lot of jalapeno throughout the year, so we must grow a lot. Some more sun gold tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, because obviously we love to can tomato sauce. All right, more basil, so that's Thai basil, as you can see. And some more peppers back there. This is a Jabrera daisy that I thought died but came back. Plants are so resilient, honestly. When you think they're gone, they're still there. All right, some random sunflowers that's self-seeded, and all this beautiful cilantro. So we love to cook with cilantro. We use it often, so we let it self-seed so that we can use the flowers, the berries, and the leaves. Okay. More carrots that are self-seeded, and obviously you guys have seen the strawberries, or I hope you've seen the strawberries. If not, check out my strawberry playlist, all about all the strawberries that we're harvesting. So we had some friends come over yesterday, so you won't see a lot of strawberries here, but the strawberries are definitely slowing down. They're definitely slowing down. How about, let me back up so you can get a view of the path that I have been trying to clear. There you go. As you can see, we cleared over here and on the other side of the strawberries. But we still have to finish clearing out this pathway. All right, so this big old thing right here is comfrey. It's huge. I actually let it go to seed this time. I'm still going to hack it back though. There we go. I let it go to seed this time, but I'm still going to hack it back. But it is insane. It has gone crazy. And you'll see I have some celery that's gone to seed back here too. I can smell the celery from here. It's amazing. Here's a close-up of the comfrey. You can see how those leaves are so beautiful. Hold on. There you go. You can see how beautiful the leaves are. The bees absolutely love this plant. And I use it for mulch too. So last year I cut back the leaves and I put the leaves under the trees. Okay. On this side we just have some rudbeckia and some marigolds that are planted that are doing really good. Here are some plant pots that I didn't move. Transparency, people. Okay, some pinks that I planted. Look at that. These are pinks that I planted from seed last year, and they are doing great. These are some snapdragons and geranium that I planted that are not doing great at all. They look really bad. Transparency. All right, so here is my beautiful echinacea. Oh, look at this echinacea. You can start to see here. Hold on, let me go close. You can see here how beautiful it's going to be. So this is just regular, good old-fashioned echinacea. Okay, if we're moving down, I planted a stevia here that didn't really like it. So instead, I just moved the lily that I had here, as you saw in the video. And here are some cosmos that I planted. These are all store-bought plants that I picked up in April. This is sage, so here's a good view of the sage. Here's a better view of the sage. And you can see there are some flowers on the sage. They're so beautiful. I wasn't expecting the sage flowers to be so beautiful. All right, so let's go. Here's a bean that self-seeded in the yard. Boom, here we go. Here's a bean that's self-seeded in the yard. So I'm going to transplant that to some other place. It's going to need a trellis. And here is a squash that's self-seeded in the yard. So I'm going to transplant this to the area that I'm going to show you in a second. Here are more carrots. Any florist out there that needs some carrots? As you can see, there are more strawberries today, even though we had them harvested yesterday. So we'll come through with Ezra to get some more strawberries. All right, over here is oregano. It's kind of hard. This oregano bush is kind of larger than I expected. So you can see I have a oregano bush to the left. That's this is the second year. And then the one I cut down, which I'll do a video on, to the right. So I grow a lot of oregano. Honestly, it's not by accident, but kind of by accident. I keep underestimating Mother Nature. That's what it is. Here is fennel that has actually been growing for some time, and it smells amazing. Some of these things pop up and I'm like, when did I plant this? Where did it come from? This is one of those things, and it smells so good. All right, next on the list is bee balm. This bee balm smells amazing, and it is striking. Like, the appearance of it is striking. Yeah, look how beautiful that is. I mean, it is so striking, this bee balm. The leaves are a deeper color purple than the original regular good old-fashioned bee balm. It's just so beautiful. I think this one is called Raspberry Fizzle or something like that. I'll have to find the name of it. I got this from a nursery. All right, this is the big old oregano bush. This is huge. And I cut this back so that we can dry and have dried oreganos. Dried oreganos. Dried oregano. Okay. And we're moving. So we've already gone down this aisle here. Oh no, we haven't actually. So we've been to the raised garden bed. We've seen the potatoes. We walked down this aisle right here and came back this way. So then we're going to go this way. And once again, we have all of our cilantro, and you can see that the nice little seeds are starting to develop. And this is actually mixed in with some parsley too. So you'll see some parsley seeds and leaves in there. Over here is the row we just talked about. So let's continue. This is lavender. Oh, do you see how beautiful that lavender is? It smells amazing. And this is the first time I've ever seen them actually flower like this. Not sure. It looks kind of odd, but it's still pretty. All right, and here we go. Moving on. All right, we got some more pinks that were crowded out by some other plants, so they're actually recovering right now. So we'll give them some time. You guys will see if they bounce back or not. Carrots. And this is that kale that I was just talking about that needs to go. We have some volunteer tomatoes growing in over there. I don't know if you can see them amongst the grass. That we'll be cleaning up. Another primrose that is in the way, and it's actually killing out some really important plants over here. So I'm going to be doing some cleanup over here. Oh wow, these are actually blooming. I didn't know that yet. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, so I guess I need to look up what to do with the primrose or just leave them. Okay. Next to this over here is the thyme. The thyme is so beautiful and it smells so good. It can be used for food, but honestly, I was surprised by how great it is as a medicinal. So definitely grow thyme. This bush has gotten much bigger over the years. So, okay, this area here is where we're starting. Let me back up. Is where we're starting the new area. We're just extending it so it looks better. I know you're probably saying, well, in the last video you said no 4 feet, 4 feet wide beds, but I know this is clearly more than 4 feet wide. That's why I'm going to plant like a big squash, maybe a couple big squashes in this area, because it is kind of wide. It'd be hard for me to harvest a lot of vegetables in this wide space, but it's okay. So it's not ready to be planted yet. I still need to add a lot more soil to this area. We just wanted to weigh everything down. So, just a second ago, I was talking about that volunteer squash, and that's where that volunteer squash is going to go, right over here, and maybe I'll put the bean over here too. On the side, you'll see another fennel that I actually planted. I know I planted this one, and all of these beautiful bachelor's buttons. They're so pretty. Here's the fennel. You can see there. Yeah. Okay. There's some green onions that are in there that have gone to seed. I will say this about the garden this year. I have kind of neglected it a little bit because we were starting the cut flower garden and we had a lot of things going on. So I haven't been able to weed and do a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do. Here is where I cut back the lemon balm that is growing back ferociously. So I cut that back maybe a couple of months ago, and now it's growing. It smells so good. I know I say that for everything, but I'm telling you the truth. This is another thyme bush that we have here. Let me get down low so you can see. Yeah, it's a variegated variety, and it is really pretty. It has more of an earthy smell and an earthy taste compared to the thyme I just showed you, which has more of a lemony smell. This is the mint. I'm usually pretty, laissez-faire. I'm usually pretty laissez-faire about some things. But this mint is really starting to get on my nerves. So, so I dig it up. I have hacked off a bunch of it for some friends, and it still looks like it's just not been touched at all. So, we're pretty much dedicating this whole area to the mint. These collards have to go. I need to pull them. They were planted last year and they suffered through some things. They're not supposed to be here, so we're going to get rid of them. And here's the chamomile. It's so pretty. This smells like country time lemonade in my opinion. But it is beautiful. Little tiny cute little leaves. So we've already gone from here, from there to there, to there, to there, to there. Are you following me right now? And now we're over here. So this is the last lane, even though I did forget to show you the beautiful echinaceas poking out over there. All right, so more cilantro. We have some gladiolas and some lemongrass, which you saw me plant. Some bee balm. That is very tall, actually. It's almost to my shoulders, and I'm 5'5". This is ground cherries that's self-seeded, and a beautiful mullein plant. This mullein is the plant of the week because this mullein has beautiful hairy leaves that helps with bronchial issues. So asthma, bronchitis, any sickness that has to deal with coughing, this is the plant for you. You can look it up and you can do all sorts of stuff with this. Make teas, oils, extracts, all sorts of things. So just keep this one in your back pocket. We didn't plant it, and it was a gift. So it's beautiful. We harvest the flowers and the leaves. It took 2 years for this plant to get like this. The first year, it's just a basil rosette, which is just the big leaves. And the second year, it's like a biennial. You see the flowers come up and it shoots up like this. It's shot up so fast. All right, so we have dahlias. I've never planted dahlias before, and I kind of messed up the spacing a little bit. There's some weeding I have to do. Like I said, we have been neglecting because we have been prioritizing the flower garden. I still have all the peppermint. I hacked down most of the peppermint, but it's already started to grow back fiercely. And also the oregano this is the oregano that we're going to let flower. So we're not going to harvest this for herbs. We're just going to let it flower. The bees love this plant. Look how tall it is. And you can start to see the flowers now. It's pretty. There you go. Here's a big view, and you'll see the sunflowers there, the branching ones that have been snipped in the middle. You'll see the salvia back here. It is so striking. Look how beautiful it is. And the hyssop that is self-seeded and is quite massive. And you'll see, let me back up. All of the daisies that are growing. And I got these from Home Depot for $1 at the end of the season. They were on their deathbeds and now they are shining. This peony I found in the rocks actually, and I just stepped in it. It had beautiful flowers this season. Here you'll see the Greek oregano is tucked underneath these daisies, and it looks great. It's much bigger than it was last year, so I have hope. More salvia, yarrow, there we go. The yellow yarrow. It's beautiful. More sunflowers. The rosemary that I've sadly talked about in the herb video. That is hiding behind the sunflowers. There it goes. Hi. We have some burgundy yarrow. This is just so beautiful. Hold on. There we go. It's so pretty. And we have phlox growing in between. So you'll see the phlox there. So this is a better view of what it looks like going down the pathway. You see the coriander and the peony over there, and then you'll see that there will be sunflowers popping up. And you can see the garden in the background. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first vlog series, so I know I've done the other videos before, but this is more of a progression. This is a story, so it's going to take some time for you to see the results, but I hope you stick along to see how it turns out. So let's see what we have planned for next week. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Bye.